It's all symbolism, and it's all in some way interacting with energy to manipulate energy in a certain way. The satanic rituals are all, the way they're conducted is to manipulate the energetic field. And what they do is do the same rituals in the same places over and over and over again. And what that does is it thins, because what these rituals are doing, like I said earlier, is they're interacting with these lower astral, quote, gods, demons, entities. And the more they do it in the same place, they thin out the dimensional difference at that point between our world and that world. And I've been described to me many times by Satanists how these entities in the major rituals slip through from their dimension into this one and appear in front of the Satanists. These entities, by their very nature, are very low vibrational in nature, because anyone that wants to impose their will and manipulate and cause suffering and war and death and destruction is in a very low vibrational state. And if they're going to feed off human energy, they can only feed off it if we are delivering it within the band of frequency they can absorb. To give off the frequencies that they can absorb, we have to be in fear, anxiety, depression, resentment, regret.
They must have had a
hate.
field day over COVID.
Well, yeah. I mean, Brian, look at what's happening as we speak in Israel, Gaza. Look what's happening in Ukraine. Look what happened in the First World War, Second World War. Look what they planned for the Third World War. And it's just an absolute explosion of low vibrational, emotional, particularly emotional, but mental too, energy, which they're feeding off. Now we can start to understand what the gods get out of human sacrifice.
Should people in the community be afraid right now, based upon what you've seen?
I think people are able to draw their own conclusions about this situation, and they are smart enough to figure out that what the situation warrants them to think. So that's all we have to say about that.
There's a huge void, and there's a huge amount of fear.
This story hits home with every parent, every family, every 13, 14-year-old kid in America.
The murders of two young girls in a small Indiana town has become a national story.
I don't think you have to be embarrassed if you're scared right now. A lot of people in town are scared.
Everybody's always been on edge. I've sensed it when I'm here. I've sensed it walking down Main Street, coming up here for dinner. I've sensed it.
You understand what the sacrifices are about, and why they're doing the same sacrificial rituals now with these rich and famous billionaires as they were doing back then in Babylon and so on. It's because when you are going through the ritual, you've got your sacrificial victim, often a child, by the way, and there's a reason for that. You know, when they talk about the ancients sacrificing young virgins to the gods, that was children, basically. That's what we're talking about. What they're doing is systematically triggering terror in the sacrificial victim. The greater the terror they can elicit, the greater the offering to the gods. So it's all about terrorizing the victim.